What's up, y'all? My name is Pastor Pete, and we're back with you for another edition of a Sunday Short, the Heroes of the Faith series. So when you think about a hero, what comes to mind? I want you to have a picture of a hero. It could be a superhero, could be any sort of hero you think about. Right? Picture that in your mind. What do they look like? What kind of characteristics do they have? So when I think about a hero, I think about someone who's overcome the odds, right? Somebody who faces these challenges in their life, but they rise above them in order to defeat whatever stands in their way, right? This is especially true when we think about superheroes. There always is some sort of challenge that they overcome, right? There's some hardship that they go through in order to become the hero they were meant to be. That's why I almost guarantee that whatever hero came to your mind, no matter what you thought about, I guarantee that they went through something difficult in order to become the hero that they were in the end. So let's think of an example. Now, I've talked to a few of you, and I know for a fact, shout out Liam Kolesh, that you guys like Batman, right? Not all of you, but I know some of you like Batman. So let's think about these Batman movies. Right, so Batman Begins. Bruce Wayne goes through challenges, right? In order to become kind of this like really skillful warrior, right? This fighter, he has to climb this mountain and find this very special flower and bring it to Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows. And then he's trained by them. But he also overcomes the death of his parents. He overcomes the anger and the bitterness that he felt in order to become a hero, right? The hero that Gotham needs. Literally, any sports movie that you watch, right? You'll find the same exact theme. That's why every single sports movie you see is going to have a training montage in it, which are awesome, I think. Either where they're training to beat their opponent, or they're going on this montage where they show a ton of clips of games, right? They're just winning one after another. And then something hard usually happens. So this idea of overcoming an obstacle, overcoming challenges, is really what I think about when I think about today's hero. Today's hero is Ravi Zacharias. He's a man who, only by the power of God, overcame huge odds to become someone whose life reflected Jesus. Okay, so who is Ravi Zacharias? I don't know if many of you have heard about him. I've never talked to any of you about him. But Ravi was born in Chennai, India, in the year 1946. His family then moved to Delhi, India, where he spent his growing up years. So his family practiced the Anglican Christian faith, right? But Ravi talks about himself growing up as a skeptic. Until about age 17, he didn't really believe in Christianity, right? And he was living in a culture where Hinduism was the dominant religion, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of gods, right? Thousands of these deities, and that was his life, right? That was the context of his growing up years. And at age 17, Ravi had enough. He was miserable, right? And it wasn't just this, he just kind of felt down in the dumps. He describes it as he was miserable all the time. And so at age 17, he decided to go and gather together different chemicals, right? These different chemicals, anything he could get his hands on. And he mixed it together. And in a locked bathroom door, behind a locked bathroom door, he mixed it together and he drank it, attempting to commit suicide. But rather than kill him, the mixture that he made only served to make him horribly sick. And instead of trying to end his life, he ended up trying to fight for it. And it's only because someone in his house, a servant in his house, came, found him horribly sick in the bathroom, and brought him to the emergency room. And it was in the hospital that Ravi heard John 14:19 where Jesus says to Thomas, right? This guy they call him Doubting Thomas. He's the one that said, no, unless I see your hands, Jesus, I'm not going to believe that you're real. Right? And this is what Jesus said in John 14:19. He said, because I live, you also will live. And in that moment, God caused Ravi's heart to be changed. And Ravi prayed this. He said, Jesus, if you are the one who gives life as it is meant to be, I want it. Please get me out of this hospital bed well, and I promise I will leave no stone unturned in my pursuit of truth. And with God's help, that's exactly what Ravi did. So, in terms of the what, right? We talked about the who, but the what. Unfortunately, we just don't have time to get into everything that Ravi Zacharias did. He's a really incredible man who lived a pretty remarkable life. But here's a few things. So in 1984, he created the Ravi Zacharias International Ministries organization. And so from 1984 until this year, Ravi ended up passing away on May 19th, 2020, so just like a month ago. From 1984 until then, he spent his time traveling all around the world and talking to people at different universities, at different countries' governments, right? Talking to government leaders. He went everywhere, speaking and teaching. And a lot of what he did was apologetics, right? Apologetics, not like you punched your brother and you say, oh, I apologize. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, right? He's not apologizing for being a Christian. But apologetics is the idea that you're defending what you believe, right? He was making a case for Christianity, saying, this is why I believe it, right? I believe it because of this and this and this. It's reasonable. So Ravi Zacharias did so much when it came to apologetics, did so much when it came to showing people that believing in Jesus isn't just a way out. It's not a cop-out for life being hard. It's not just something to make us feel better, right? But it's something that connects both our head and our heart together. The mission of the Ravi Zacharias International Ministries was, and still is, to help the thinker believe and to help the believer to think. Right? And personally, I've been very influenced by Ravi Zacharias. Growing up, going through junior high and high school, I became very interested in theology. I became very interested in what it meant to really understand Christianity on a deeper level. To be able to defend it, right? To be able to look at other arguments against it and say, okay, how do I think about that? And Ravi Zacharias was a huge help in my journey in that, and still is. And so I would really, really encourage you guys to look him up. Look him up on YouTube. Maybe I'll put a link in the description below. But look up his videos, right? Read his books. He had such an amazing heart for Jesus and really, really wanted to help people understand their faith in a deeper way. So Ravi Zacharias is my hero because he showed that God can raise you up to overcome unthinkable odds and to change your heart in order to help others know Jesus. Right? And it's because Ravi Zacharias was the 17-year-old kid trying to commit suicide in Chennai, India, right? It's because God took his life and did all that he did through him. He's able to impact so many people, right? God was so powerful in his life. It's because of that I can confidently say to each and every one of you that you're not too far gone, right? No matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, no matter what family you grew up in, God's love is bigger. And he can take your life and do unimaginable things through you. Do you believe it? Thanks for watching, guys.